his most value is going to be setting up your team and do it, like flashing them into a spot, stunning through. Like you see somebody fighting a guy that you can hit a stun like cross map to help him in the fight, or to help the I'm just gonna go into split and just show some things on Breach and how I feel about him, and just different ways to play him that I think he's really valuable. I somehow, well, I guess just Gameface is fun. Hey, what was that? What were you doing? I'm gonna show it specifically on the split for right now, just so you can see kind of how I think, and you can bring it to other maps as well. Here we go. So let's get into it. So, Breach. I know if you guys have seen me play this character specifically on this map a lot, you'll see me at the start of every round right before try to hold this. And what I'm doing here, I'm not just looking into a wall, I'm actually looking at the mini-map. You actually do a lot of Breach play by playing through your mini-map. This ability goes all the way through, so it will go from a low elevation and a high elevation. So right here, if I'm going through the Heaven Catwalk on A, it will hit underneath it as well as on top. So you can get a lot of value, and you can start to see where you can play Breach safely, but he doesn't really get the kills himself. He works the best by setting up your team. So in solo queue, Breach can be a little bit harder to play. But if you just stick with him and you just get used to like how people play, you can start utilizing your teammates and getting them into spots that your team actually needs to take over. With Breach, you'll notice that his flash takes forever to get your gun out by the time your flash is already off, and people could have fallen back, or it's really hard to turn from the flashes, but if people are falling back from your flashes, you just want to be able to run over them. So what I like to do is, like, if I was like holding this angle and I saw my team starting to creep up, you flash them in, you comment, you're gonna flash them in, they flash in, bang, they can start running up, and as they're running up, you actually don't need to have your gun out, assuming this is smoked, and you can then hit the second flash, and then you can get full control of Heaven. Again, you can't really do it and take it yourself though. You can, but you're not guaranteed a kill. If you actually use your abilities with Breach for your teammates, you're gonna get way more value. Way more value, and you won't die while trying to get your gun out half the time while you flash somebody around the corner and then they're just spamming their gun because you know, they're just assuming you're gonna peek in that angle, so you're just dead if somebody's actually good at holding a spray on a single spot. I do think Breach right now is a little, like I keep saying, for solo queue, not many people are playing him, so it seems like not many people know how to play with one. Again, he works best by helping his teammates get into different spots of the map. As you can see, your ult, again, I play a lot of his abilities, like his signature ability, and his ult, I play a lot by staring at the mini-map and not even looking at my screen at all, besides like top left, because that's where the ability is actually going to hit. And all your abilities can hit your teammates, so you want to watch out when you're using them. I jokingly say that you are an Earth Bender from Avatar, just one in training when you first play him, because my brother specifically would freaking always stun. We would all run in and he'd stay in the back and hold a stun, and we'd run through and he'd hit all four of us, so all of us would be stunned, and that's not value that you want for your team. That is value. It's called negative value. You want to make sure all your value that you're putting into a round is positive value. I think they just added more servers. Oh my gosh, Bruiser, I know. Come here, Bruiser, come. Bruiser, it's just a storm, dude. We can't fight the clouds. We've talked about this. Come. No, there's no more discussion on this, Bruiser. I want to get back to what we were doing. Last thing I guess we should go over, because the flashes we've kind of talked about, you want to use them to help your teammates get into spots. That doesn't mean that you can't flash yourself into different angles and get a lot of value. Like, I'm specifically thinking on Haven C, you're trying to retake the site and you just rip your flashes. If you can get backside and rip your flashes off the default box, you can just have your team and yourself peek around, just like rush around the default box and get a lot of kills, because everybody's usually within vision of getting flashed by those. So I actually have been bad about using this ability, the damage ability. This one, it obviously takes forever for it to go off, but once it finally goes off, like, you are dead if you're close enough to it. If they can't get completely out of it and they even touch a little bit of it, it does like 80 plus damage. But again, it usually kills if you're just trying to eat. You can't eat it. You have to move out of it. So again, look at how long it takes to take out, to shoot. So you want to make sure you don't get killed while taking out an ability. You want to make sure teammates and stuff are in front of you, but you can clear angles for your teammates to force people to swing out. An angle that I keep forgetting, and we literally were talking about this yesterday in the stream. This angle right here is one that I've gotten killed by so many times, and I just always forget to clear it. So if I just use an ability though on a run in, on a take for the site, I'm never dying to that again. This person has to swing out, and he either is going to have a clutch moment, you know, and kill our whole team, or hopefully, because we have a lot of guns on him, he dies immediately. Again, all your abilities can hit your teammates, including the damage one. But I think your damage ability is best used clearing out an angle, so your team doesn't have to worry about it. So again, on the run up, if nobody's swinging on you there, they're probably not there. And yeah. Breach is pretty freaking sweet. I actually really like him. I feel like Breach is a strong lurker, getting some epic cross-map stun for your team, etc. That's what I do, Lemon. So what I like to do is if I'm not playing like on-site A and having somebody up top, like again on split, I'm thinking if I'm playing on-site A instead of like ramp side, I like to like hold stuns through in case, so we can just like hold it down and waste time. But then if I can rotate up top towards the ramp side, you can stun all of mid. So if they try to push mid and go heaven on B, you can stun directly through that lane. So your team, like as they're getting pushed, you can get a full stun and kind of cut them off. It's like, it's finding those little spots of value that you can get in a round, even if you're not even shooting anything. Like Breach's main goal is to set up your team. It is to set up your team. Because like it's hard for you to stun and then also chase down somebody that you stun, because it just takes so long for you to take out your gun, shoot it after you have an ability out already. It just takes a little bit too long. The pullout time's just a hair too long. They're gonna buff Breach, Morello said. Buff him? Oh, he's already so good. I actually think he is a little bit weak in this. I think he's a little bit weak in this meta. Just a little bit. I just think there's better options. But does that mean he needs a buff? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I guess if he's never getting chosen because the other characters just have way more value, then I guess he could be buffed. You can still like set yourself up for some sick plays. You really can. Like he just is best. His most value is going to be setting up your team and do it, like flashing them into a spot, stunning through. Like you see somebody fighting a guy that you can hit a stun like cross map to help him in the fight, or to help to guarantee the refrag. I do that a lot too on split. When I'm rotating, I might like be holding the stun out and watching the mini map and trying to make sure I can just literally stun right on in a lane of where somebody is showing on your mini map for the skins. Tell the storm to go away. Did it work? I think it did. I don't hear the storm anymore. Maybe your barks. Oh, well, I hear it coming back, so maybe your barks didn't work. I don't know.